Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be a review of my 4-year-old's pedal bike, which is the Early Rider Seeker 16. We've been really impressed with this bike and I think it's helped Quinn a lot in learning how to ride a bike. So Quinn started on a balance bike when he was just past his 2nd birthday, and then he progressed onto a pedal bike at around the age of 2 years, 10 months. When he first went onto a pedal bike, we bought him a second-hand Orbea Grow, which was a really lovely bike, but we quickly realised after a few weeks that it was very heavy for him, and I think that was holding him back. He was able to pedal it, but on the sort of tricky, muddy terrain that we're often on our bridle paths near us and when we're out walking the dogs, he was just struggling a bit. So we did a bit of research and we found that having a light children's bike can make such a difference. So we sort of looked into all of the features that were of interest to us in a child's bike, and we came across the Early Rider, and out of all the bikes we could see on the market, we thought this was the most suitable for us, and we've been so pleased with it. So I just wanted to do a review video today to show you all the key features which we found really good on the bike, and things to look out for if you're looking for a child's pedal bike as well. So let's get started. So, as mentioned, one of the key reasons we were attracted to this bike is its weight. It's one of the lightest children's bikes on the market at 5.8 kgs. Just as a comparison, the Orbea Grow that we'd previously bought was 7.9 kgs, so this bike is over 2 kilograms lighter. One of the reasons this bike is so light is that it doesn't have a chain. It's got a rubberised belt drive instead. This makes the bike lighter and also grease and maintenance free, and the belt doesn't fall off like a chain can. I also think it's safer for children as it's less likely to snag on clothes and catch fingers. And the drive section is aluminium, which means it's lightweight and also resistant to rust. Another key feature is the easy pull short lever V-brakes, which means the manufacturer's really taken small hands into consideration when designing this bike and fitting properly proportioned brake levers for children. I measured the distance from the handle to brake and it's about 3 centimetres. Quinn's been riding this bike and has been able to use these brakes since the age of 3. The brakes are also very smooth and Quinn's had no issues stopping on wet or slippery ground. Early Rider do also offer a slightly different model called the Seeker X16, which has hydraulic disc brakes. However, we found that the rim brakes on this bike offer plenty of stopping power, and my concern with hydraulic brakes is that they might be too powerful for little ones who could end up going over the handlebars if braking suddenly. I also think hydraulic brakes have got additional parts within the spokes which can be quite sharp and potentially quite dangerous for little fingers. The bike also has these 2.25-inch trail tyres, which are great for coasting over bumps and rough tracks. Early Rider do offer slick tyres on another model called the Belter 16, which might be a good option if you're sticking to smooth paths because it does make the bike a bit lighter. However, I would recommend these trail tyres if you're likely to be going off-road at all because they're likely to give far greater grip and just an overall smoother ride. The tyres are the same width as my other half's adult trail/enduro bike. And they also run well at a low pressure, we found to be around 15 psi, which allows the tyres to absorb any bumps and twigs and rocks and curbs and basically acts like suspension. The pedals have a resin platform and sealed cartridge bearing, which makes them super smooth. They also have little studs on them to help small feet grip. And I'd say in the over a year that we've had this bike, the only issue we did have was that the pedal arm fell off at one point, but it wasn't a fault with the manufacturing or the design, it was just a genuine faulty bolt. And I must say the customer service was incredible. They sent us a lovely email saying they hope our little boy was okay and didn't get hurt when the pedal fell off, and they sent us out a replacement pedal within the next day. Another point I just wanted to make about the sealed cartridge bearings is that this bike is now over a year old and is still smooth and sounds brand new, so it hasn't suffered from the damp wet rides we've been taking it on or the multiple washes. Size-wise, Early Riders say that the Seeker 16 is suitable for ages 3.5 to 6 years and with an inside leg measurement of 44.5 centimetres. I've just put a bit of footage here of Quinn riding it so you should maybe get an idea of scale. Quinn's currently 4 years old, but he's been riding this bike since he was just over 3. And the bike's quite adjustable as well. I've just put a bit of footage here as well in a second of the lever that you just pull out to adjust it. The bike's a little bit dirty here, so it wasn't as smooth as it should be, but if you've got a clean bike, it's quite easy just to adjust it up and down. The saddle is faux nubuck, so soft and comfy but hard wearing. Sorry, it looks a little bit dirty here though. And the frame is brushed aluminium, so it doesn't show up scratches and dinks like paint would, and it can be hosed down without fear of rust, and hopefully it should look good for years to come. So just a few extra points I wanted to mention is that there are sealed cartridge bearings in all of the moving parts, which means that they move smoothly and water can't seep in over time and make the bike feel rough when it moves. It also has many other durable components, which means the bike should last a long time, and then it can either be passed down to siblings or it should hold quite a reasonable second-hand value for selling on too. When it arrives, it comes with the wheels attached, and you just have to attach the handlebar to the stem and attach the pedals, and they do email you an unboxing video with instructions for this. Price wise, the Seeker 16 is £389. I just wanted to add again that this bike really does have durability, and I therefore think it's going to hold its second-hand value quite well. So if you're passing it down to a sibling, I know it's an expensive bike, but you've got to think that that splits the cost in half by getting it used by 2 children. And also second-hand value seems to be quite good as well on the early rider bikes. I've just checked eBay as I'm doing this video, which is in March 2021, and one sold last month for £260 second hand, and yeah, so I do think the second hand value is quite good, and I often think cheaper children's bikes, their value drops rapidly for second hand prices. I think they go for around £20 for a second hand child's bike, but these ones do seem to be quite sought after. So just another key feature of the bike that I wanted to show you is the sound, which sounds a little bit odd for a bike, but I think it's quite important on this one. So just let the light fly. So as you can hear, it's quite noisy going along. It makes a really nice sound. My other half likes it because it sounds like a real trail bike. It sounds like his one. But from a safety perspective, I think that's really good as well. If you've got a preschooler on a bike, I think it's good to be noisy like that so that people can hear them coming, particularly if they're coming from behind them. So yeah, it's just another key feature of the bike that I really like. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you've got any questions, then please do leave them in the comments box below and I will reply. Also, if you've got any other suggestions or ideas for kids' bikes, then please do let me know in the comments box, because Quinn will be moving on from this in probably the next year. We'll probably hand this down to Rosie and then he'll move on to a bigger bike. So it'd be interesting to see what people's recommendations are for the next size up. And also, if you haven't already, I have got another video on my channel which is 10 top tips of teaching a child to ride a bike, so please do go and check that out. If you like the video today, I'd be really grateful if you could give it a thumbs up, and I really would appreciate it if you haven't already, if you could subscribe to my channel. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.